We're live at 5,
We are
Broadway.com.
live at 5.
I'm Paul Wintork.
I'm Beth Stevens.
And here we are. We have, oh my God, we have an amazing Tony-nominated guest today. Who's here?
Tony nominee Michelle Wilson from Sweat.
Like my favorite play.
Such
Love
a
it
great
so much.
performance. We're just going to gush at her. It'll be fantastic.
But we have a lot of news. We have a lot of news
There's
to
so
get through.
much
This is
going on
actually
today.
a big day and a lot of things people really care about. Like, for example, two topics people really care about. Mean Girls and Aaron Tveit. Not combined.
No, not together.
No, not
Calm
together.
Down. Calm down.
But Mean Girls, it is coming to
happening.
Broadway.
It's really
So the
happening.
musical, Tina Fey's been working on the musical.
Yes.
It's running in D.C. at the National Theater, October 31st to December 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
But we found out today that it is coming to Broadway in March, next March, 2018,
Next year.
based on a casting notice. So this is happening. It's happening, guys. I mean, people have been like dreaming about this show since the movie came out. But it's really happening.
How many times can we write so fetch? That's what we're going to find out.
I can't ever write. I need to actually like freshen up my.
Let's have a movie day. I like it. Let's do it.
But Aaron Tveit is not in Mean Girls.
No.
But Aaron Tveit is going to be Bobby Baby.
Bobby Booby.
One of
Robert Darling.
our favorite shows, Company, Sondheim Show Company, which it comes up on Live at 5 so often when we have like young musical theater guys here and talk about what's your dream role.
That's
Everyone
right.
says Company.
You know, when we interviewed the Tony nominees, Ben Platt said he wanted to play Bobby.
You're right.
Company.
Ben Platt must be boiling today
He'll manage. He's doing fine.
because Aaron Tveit's doing it, and this is at Barrington Stage. You know Barrington Stage
I
very
do
well.
very well. I used to work there many years ago.
Which is run by the talented,
Julianne Boyd.
and she is directing this production.
That's right.
And it's running August 10th through September 2nd. It is up in the Berkshires, so
in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
it's a fun road trip to go see Bobby Baby.
Also known as Company.
Slightly more disappointing news. The Glass Menagerie is ending its run on Broadway early.
That's right.
This is Sam Gold's production. It's been a very controversial production.
Divisive. People love it or hate it, I have to
Yeah,
say.
and it's very different. It's very stripped down. I actually really loved it. I thought it was very powerful,
Yeah.
very different.
Great cast. Sally Field.
Great
Phil
cast. And in
Mantello.
fact, we just announced yesterday 4 Broadway.com Audience Choice Award nominations.
There you go.
It's nominated for Revival, Sally Field, Joe Mantello, and Finn Whitrock are all nominated, so you can vote for them and send some love because their show is ending May 21st at the Belasco. So you know what? Check it out. I say check it out. If you've
Take
been
a
sort of
look.
like wavering on it,
See it for
check it
yourself.
out because it's one of those productions that people will be talking about forever.
That's true.
And it's definitely like it's definitely something to see because
It's
you're
not
gonna
your
have
mother's Tennessee
emotions
Williams.
about it one way or the other, and I think it's like great. And then go out with your friends and talk about it.
For hours. Do it.
But Sam Gold, the director, is super busy. We don't have to worry about him. He will be directing Oscar Isaacs in Hamlet at the Public, which we've
yeah.
been talking about before, and I'm super excited for this because Oscar Isaacs is like the greatest,
Yeah.
the greatest. And today they announced some new casting. So Richie Coster is playing Claudius, and Charlene Woodard, who I love, is playing Gertrude. So
That's some casting for
this
you.
starts June 20th, and it's running through September 3rd. So this will be
And that's at the Public. That's
at the
Shakespeare
Public.
in the
It's
Park.
not Shakespeare in the Park. So there's 3 different
Indoors.
high-profile
Indoor summer theater. You
public
can do it.
theater Shakespeare shows.
Yeah.
So this one won't get rained on.
Correct.
You-
That's true.
You're guaranteed you'll be fine. All the President's Men.
Question mark? That's the title. It has a question mark.
And this is a show everyone's talking about. This is a one-night only event. When is it? May 11th. And it's like super star-studded. And it's based on, what is it? The Senate hearings after Trump got into office, right? It's like a recreation of the...
There are many real-life people that will be portrayed by actors.
Right. So Alec Baldwin joined the cast. Is he political at all? I don't know. Alec Baldwin?
Weird, yeah.
What a fun concept. Alec Baldwin is playing Rex Tillerson and Senator John Barrasso and Raul Esparza. I just have to say it that way.
Speaking of Bobby
Will
Baby.
play Senator Marco Rubio and Senator Edward J. Markey. So that's May 11th, and good luck getting in because it's like a hot event. It's a one-night only thing. The New York Drama Critics Circle is one of the many awards. This is a group of New York's drama critics, and we know that's a dwindling
An ever
group.
smaller circle.
Unfortunately, the circle gets tighter and smaller and maybe more gossipy, maybe
Maybe it'll get
small.
to be a triangle. We don't know.
But they get together every year and they decide their favorite play and musical.
And they show you how they vote. If you go to their website, you can see
Oh,
how
that's
each
right.
critic voted on the first ballot and the second ballot.
It's
So if
transparent.
you're an actor, you can hold that against them later.
But The Band's Visit won the musical,
David
which is
Yazbek.
very interesting because there's so many Broadway musicals this year.
More than ever.
And The Band's Visit just won the Lortel. It beat
And-
Dear Evan Hansen
That's
at
right.
the Lortel Awards, and now there's talk about it coming to Broadway. I hope
There is.
now. I think all these awards is going to help move this along. This is David Yazbek. We love David Yazbek.
I love this show too.
And you saw it and I didn't, and I'm still
Tony Shalhoub
bitter.
was in it, Katrina Lenk, John Cariani.
Yes.
It had a fantastic cast at the Atlantic Theater.
And so it won Best Musical, and Oslo won the award for Best Play. So that's what the critics think. Colby Smulders, who was here yesterday.
She was just here.
She was also on Seth Meyers yesterday, so you can go check that clip out on the site. Billy Porter won the Vito Russo Award at the GLAAD Awards, which is a big honor, and he gave an amazing speech. Rosie O'Donnell presented it to him. They were in Greece together.
Right.
Back in the day.
On
And
Broadway.
he sort of paid tribute to her and the award, and he sang, of course, because Billy, you know, he's always pushing that CD. And we love him for
The
it.
soul of Billy Porter.
So check that clip out. Clue, did you know there's a new musical version of Clue?
Really?
At Bucks County Playhouse, and Hunter Foster has directed
He's
it.
directing it, that's
And
right.
now they're announcing that it will go on tour next year. So the Clue is one of those movies that people really love. I mean, I
Well,
love the
Madeline Kahn, the end.
yeah.
The end.
And so this stage version is playing through May 20th, and people like Aaron Dilley, we love Aaron Dilley, Lindsay Chambers, Sally Struthers, Carson Elrod, William Humans, original cast of Wicked, are in it through May 20th, and then next year it's going to go on tour. Probably,
Great
I don't know if that
cast.
cast will be in it, but maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Curious Incident is closing in London. It's been a very, very long run at the Gielgud Theatre on June 3rd. It's over 4 years. And also I wanted to alert you to The Catch Up, which is a really fun new series we're doing where we sort of like put two actors together. And we did an episode with, you know, Memphis. I love Memphis, the musical.
Memphis lives in Paul.
It does. And we got James Monroe Iglehart, who's in
William
Hamilton,
Winter.
in a room right here. It just looks different, right on this very spot with Chad Kimball, who's back on Broadway in Come From Away.
Right.
And you know what I love about this series is that there's none of us in it. There's no reporters
Excuse me?
sort
That
of
seems weird.
leading the conversation. We just sit two people down that we know have some sort of relationship and just let them sort of riff. And I love it so much because I feel like you really get a feeling of their relationship and their personalities.
If you
and
want to be a fly on the wall, this is it. This is
Exactly,
how you do it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it gets almost like, this one gets a little emotional. It's,
Really?
Yeah, it's,
I'll
it's
have to-
I,
can't
so
wait to catch
you
up
guys
with
check
that.
it out. And we have a great guest, so I'm going to leave you shortly, but I want to leave you with one fun fact. Every day up until the Broadway.com Audience Choice Award voting is over, because you can go and vote now. We're going
Which is
to
over on May 17th.
we're going to share some fun facts
Oh, okay.
about the awards. So
All
my fun
right.
fact today, and I think you're going to know the answer.
It's like a quiz.
I like
I'm
quizzing
nervous
bad.
now.
Who has the most Broadway.com Audience Choice Award? It's been around since 2000. So that makes this the 18th.
Sutton Foster.
Sutton Foster, correct. Sutton Foster has 8
8?
BACAs. Yeah, Kristen Chenoweth has 7.
I was going to say Kristen. 'cause
See?
Kristen.
See
But
that?
Sutton said more shows.
So I'm just going to tell you quickly. Sutton Foster won 3 for Thoroughly Modern Millie. So this started off really early. Favorite leading actress, favorite breakthrough performance, favorite onstage pair with Gavin Creel.
Of course.
Of course. And then she won 3 years later for Little Women. And then she won 2 for Little Women. She also won Diva performance. I don't think of Jo as a diva.
as a diva.
But she sang big. There was there was a lot of
Sure.
big singing. And then for Young Frankenstein, she won onstage pair with Roger Bart.
She won every time she's been in a show.
Almost. And then she won Diva for Shrek, and then she won favorite actress in a musical for Anything Goes. So it's actually been 6 years since she won. So Sutton, that's your
Come
cue.
back to us.
That's your cue to come back to Broadway, and you can win more awards. So everyone can go
That's why
on
she was so young.
Broadway.com/awards, and you can have your say for this year's awards. Because you know what? I'm sick of hearing what all these other people are giving awards to. It's time for you guys to pick the winners, right?
It's your turn.
I
That's
think
right.
so. And there's a lot of fun categories. So we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back with what?
With Michelle Wilson of Sweat.
We'll be right back.
And all that jazz. Come on, babe, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. That jazz.
And we are back with Michelle Wilson from
Hello.
Sweat. So excited to have her back.
So excited to be here. Hello, my dear. Thank you.
This is one intent. First of all, congratulations
Thank
on
you
your
so
Tony
much.
nomination.
What a shocker.
How does it feel to constantly be now, introduced as Tony nominee Michelle Wilson? I think if you go to a party, they're required to say that. Yes.
After they introduce me. It's still very weird and very awesome.
Now this is one intense show. How do you come down from that?
I like to say that while the audience has hide, nowhere to run, we have each other as an ensemble. And there's just so much love and laughter in the ensemble that you feel so safe.
It is a real ensemble show.
It really is.
I mean, everyone's what a great
What
cast.
a great cast.
Now, I just interviewed Johanna Day, who's also a Tony nominee,
Joe.
and she informed me, and I didn't know this, and I've known her work for ages, that her name is Johanna. Johanna. Did she correct you the first time you met her?
No.
Okay, good. I had to get that out of
And she better
the way.
not start now.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I feel like I've already had a drink with you because this show is so intimate at Studio 54. Do you guys feel like the audience feels like they know you because it's so intimate and you're in a bar for most of the time?
And most of us are unknown actors, so it appears that we're just, that they're just flies on the wall. It's really interesting because when we were doing Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS, you actually were holding your little bucket, collecting donations after the show, and people are so magnetized to you. They
Yeah,
won't stop,
of
they won't
course.
touch you.
Don't touch the actors, you guys.
Touch us. It's
weird.
okay. It's just the show has so much heart and strips the actors so raw that I feel like the audience is equally raw afterwards. This is the type of show where I feel like we could have a talk back every night, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
would have.
It's bringing up a lot. And I feel like we're both Rust Belt girls.
Yes, where are you from?
I'm from Cleveland, you're from Detroit. So we understand in some ways the people who've gone through this. Tell me a little bit about how that touches you personally.
Yeah, Detroit was a canary in the coal mines, right? The car factories started to make a shift in the 70s with the gas crisis. And I remember being young and hearing on the news that they were sending counselors into the schools because so many of the parents were laid off and depressed, and the kids were getting depressed. So
Wow.
there's something about coming from a company town.
That's a real company.
It's a real company town.
Did you go to Reading? Lynn Nottage, the playwright, went to this small town and sort of really got into the fabric of the community. Did you, as a cast, go as well?
We closed down the public on a Sunday, literally got in a van and drove to Reading. And we did a strip down, I like to call it the Our Town version of Sweat.
With chairs.
For Reading, and it was so powerful.
So those people who went through this experience were now witnessing
And
your
Lynn
version
had
of
done
it.
2 years worth of interviews.
Right.
And not that the play is, some kind of documentary.
No, it's fiction, but it's...
she has a fabric and a feel of the people.
Yeah,
and
she
how
really
they
got to
think.
the essence.
She really did.
Okay, but now
Uh-oh.
you're a Tony nominee. And as I said to you, sometimes you watch a performance and you're like,
Wow.
that's going to get a Tony nomination.
Before you should have called me and warned me.
Called you. I didn't have your number.
Through the nomination.
I would have touched you. But now you're a Tony nominee. Tell me, what's going on with you? Do you have to get all dressed up and go to all
you
you gotta
do.
do all the
You have to meet with stylists and whatnot.
This is, by the way, not a very glamorous show.
Not at
I mean,
all,
you're like,
right?
you're not looking as cute as you do at the moment.
Literally, Kate Mariski would say, take off that makeup. You know what I mean? You're like,
That's the
for
director.
the love of God. No, not even
No
eyeliner
lipstick.
woman. You're killing me.
Well, when you work in a factory, I don't think
Johanna
that
Day cheats though. I just want that on the record.
on the record she cheats.
She
Go
puts a
on.
little blush and eyeliner on, and I'm like, are you killing me?
Now that you're up against each other for the Tony, you're going to tell her secrets.
Yeah.
I see how it's going.
But how
I get it.
lovely is that? It feels like because we're both nominated, like they get it. You couldn't have one woman without the other in terms of performance and the way the story is written. So it's like really an honor because it feels like they get it.
If this cast goes out drinking after the show, does it feel like work?
We may drink in our dressing rooms at Studio 54, but we're just keeping the tradition of this space alive.
That's right.
So,
Go on.
yeah, well, everybody's got some wine stashed and bourbon. And
All right, well, what's your drink of choice? I have to ask.
red wine. Yeah, I know that's kind of boring.
That's not that.
Sorry.
That's not.
Kind of corny, right?
It's not corny. In what universe is red wine corny? I don't know. I'm going to ask you some of these questions from these people. Billy is asking, what's your dream role?
Oh. I'm not a sentimental person. I feel like my dream role hasn't been written yet. Yeah, I have
Get
so
on
many.
that, Lynn Nottage.
There you go. And Dominique Mariso and Katori Hall. I have so many of these brilliant writer friends, and I just want to know what's like bubbling around in their heads.
Well, Dominique Mariso, am I saying that correctly?
You are.
You do have a relationship with, especially for Detroit 67. So maybe she'll write you something else.
It could happen.
You never know. You
Hint,
never
hint,
know.
hint.
People are asking you, what is an onstage mishap there's a lot that goes on in this
There
show
is
that
a
you
lot
feel
that
like
goes
you're
on.
in an intense bar and you can't get out. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah.
So tell me something that's gone on
So
on stage.
opening night, I had a sinus infection, and I could not breathe, and so I was taking all this medication and had, strategic lozenges all set around the stage, and I had to literally take a drink out of someone's hand, like they're screaming at me. You know what I mean? You're like, sorry, honey, can I have that?
It's the kind of show where you can do that, though.
Exactly.
So you were like, I need this.
I need this really bad.
What are you all drinking? I want the secrets. I
I do want the secrets. Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you
Colored
wanna know?
water.
Colored
Want
water.
some fizzy in it if it's
Colored
I
water.
know, it's so unglamorous. But you
Even
said
on
you wanted to
opening
know.
night?
Yes, girl. Particularly on opening night with the sinus infection and all.
Okay, we have to get out of here, but I want to know what you're wearing on Tony
I
next.
don't know yet. So do you know this? Like Tony has a relationship with Vogue.
I do know this, yes.
So we get this stylist, and I haven't met with him yet. So.
I guess Anna Wintour wanted the Tonys to be a little bit more fashionable.
Well,
so she
I
just
am
made
not
it a
mad at
book
her.
record.
Thank you, Anna.
So you don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
But it'll
I'm
be
very
super fancy.
excited. Yes, I'm going to
Can't wait
look
to see that.
fabulous. Do you understand?
I do. I do. Ladies and gentlemen, go see Sweat.
Yes,
You do not want to
yes.
miss this play. Pulitzer Prize this year. That was an exciting day, right?
It was.
And Studio 54. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It was lovely, my dear.
Bye, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.